Refer to section 14 of the construction guide. The cabinet top unit consists of the cabinet top bottom, part G, the cabinet top rear part GD, and the two cabinet top sides parts GE. We are also going to build the cabinet top stopper component, which consists of parts GA, GB, and GC. Start by placing part G on your working surface, and then grab the two cabinet top sides parts GE. Grab parts GE and mark 4 equally spaced pencil marks on the top sides. Run a bead of wood glue along the end of part G. Place part GE on part G, making sure they are flush with each other. Now use a wood clamp and clamp the two pieces together, making sure both ends and sides are flush. Drive 4 2-inch long wood screws through part GE to secure it to part G where you placed the pencil marks. Repeat the same steps to attach the other part GE to the other side of the cabinet top. It may be handy to build a stand from the scrap plywood left over after cutting the lumber, to make it easier to attach the rest of the parts. The cabinet top rear part GD will attach to the backside of part G. Check to make sure both ends are flush with parts GE, as well as the bottom side of part G. Run a bead of wood glue along the edge of part G and the ends of part GE. Place part GD back on top of part G and reposition it, making sure it is flush with part G before you clamp it. The top unfinished side of part GD will overhang parts GE, up to 1/4 inch in all vertical wall mount Murphy beds. When building a horizontal Murphy bed, part GD and parts GE will be flush in case you want to close the top of the cabinet, to be used as a TV stand or bookcase. After you clamp the two parts together, drive a 2-inch long wood screw at each end of part GD to secure it to parts GE. Drive the rest of the 2-inch wood screws approximately every 10 inches, making sure the bottom finished edges of part GD is flush with part G. Drive all screws flush. The number of screws will vary depending on the size of bed you are building. The construction of the cabinet top bottom is now complete. Now let's build the cabinet top stopper. Place part GA on top of GB. Check to make sure there is a 3/4 inch spacing between part GA and GB on the finished sides. This is important. You may also use a scrap piece of 1x2 solid wood to double check for the proper measurement. It is important to have a 3/4 inch difference between parts GA and GB on the finished sides. If this measurement is less than 3/4 inch, it may cause problems with the footer end of the face panels when the bed is closed. You may run a bead of wood glue on part GB. Reposition the two parts together and flush them again. Clamp part GA and GB together. Flip the clamped parts over, and drive equally spaced 1/4 inch long wood screws into the back of part GB to secure it to part GA. Remove the clamps. Notice the two unfinished ends of part GA and GB should be flush. If not, you may trim it using a table saw if needed. Measure and mark 1 5/8 inch on the back of part GB. Make sure you measure from the finished edge of part GB. This measurement is important, so double-check your measurements. Grab the solid wood part GC, and run a bead of wood glue along the narrow edge. Now place part GC on the back of part GB, making sure the edge of parts GC is on the 1 5/8 inch pencil line. There should also be a minimum of 3/4 inch between part GC and the ends of part GB. Clamp both parts together. Use 2-inch long wood screws to secure part GC to the back of part GB. Drive the screws approximately 10 to 12 inches apart. In most cases, 4 to 6 screws will be enough. Remove the wood clamps. The construction of the cabinet top front stopper is now complete. The two components may be attached together at this time using 4 to 6, 1 1/4 inch long wood screws. However, please note that the cabinet top stopper needs to be removed from the cabinet bottom during the assembly of the bed, so the two gas pistons can be properly installed. We recommend you leave the two parts separated until the assembly is done.